Well, Will, this is a brand new frontier for us. I feel like, when we started this journey years ago, I never thought like people would even pay attention to us. I thought we would just be screaming into the void for years and like people like these two yahoos. But believe it or not, like people have taken notice that we are watching movies, and we've started to branch out into the community of actors, actresses, directors, producers that we're talking about, and they want to talk to us, and a lot of them are being good sports. So we could change the tone of the show, and we could be good sports as well too, because it's cool. I think it's cool that we've gotten this far. And what do you how are you feeling today, by the way?
I feel good. I'm here in my my new set in a new setup right now. But this has been a very interesting journey that we've done so far with Versus. You're right. I never would have anticipated us having an interview segment, but the fact that and not only this, it's the fact that they're reaching out to us. They're coming to us and go, "Hey, let's talk about this."
Let's have a mediation.
Yeah.
You've said mean things. We'd like to talk it out, and we're cool with that. So without further ado, I don't want to. People have already turned this video off. They don't want to hear us. They came to see her. So one of the stars of many of the movies, many of the ITN umbrella family of movies that we've seen. My favorite movies. I remember the first time I saw her was in Dinosaur Hotel 2, and she's been in a bunch of stuff before and since then. But we'll let her talk about that. Ms. Julia Quayle is happy enough to be here today. Julia, thank you for joining us on the Why We Love Horror interview segment, whatever we're going to call this show. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm helping to birth a new segment on the channel, and you guys have seen some of Louisa's films where people are birthing things. I think you guys watched Aliens Return. I wasn't in that
we
one,
did.
But, yeah. Don't get me started. No, we're not going to get into the weeds of my critiques of movies. That is not why we're here today. Don't bait me. But we'll start at the beginning, I guess, like any good interview should be. Like clearly, like you've traveled from like your home to the United Kingdom now to pursue acting. What was it like growing up? Like when did you get the bug for acting? How'd that start?
Yes, I did. I grew up in South Africa. I am the South African of Champ Dog. Oh, I think there is actually another actress who's also South African, but one of the South Africans of the Champ Dog family. And I grew to be really into acting. I moved to England for university. My dad is British, so I was able to stay, do whatever I want, and that's what I chose to do. So yeah, and here I am.
Did you so you went to college for acting, university for act, right, or for drama? Now, were you in productions in university, or did you try to do like things like in the world of acting while you were in university, or is it like a post-university thing?
I did do some acting stuff during university. I started getting hired to do like murder mystery stuff. And I did loads of plays. I was just very into it. I did 8 plays one year at university, which is a bit excessive. It was preparing me for the Louisa Warren universe, like I was ready.
Well, you said her name first. How'd you get hooked up with Louisa?
There is a casting site. I don't know if you guys use it in America, but in England we use it. It's called Mandy.
We have what do we have? Backstage, Will?
Something like that.
I am familiar with Backstage. I think I've heard of. You said it was Mandy. I think I've heard of that before.
Mandy. Yeah.
Mandy. Okay.
And the first one I did was actually during the pandemic, Dr. Carver. And obviously I was doing absolutely nothing because could not work. So I'm there and a job pops up for Dr. Carver. And then, I drove up there, took a COVID test in the car. Everyone had to take one before they entered the house, and then we kind of locked down together and, created cinema that obviously you guys love.
That makes a lot more sense with the way Dr. Carver was. They were definitely in that house the entire time. I can remember that.
Right.
I mean, it's been everything doesn't jumble together, but I believe in that movie, were you like getting like a chemical peel or something? Was that you were that character?
No, I was the one who wanted to get lipo. That was
okay.
That was
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I guess that good segue into like effects. I believe as time's gone on, the effects that have surrounded you have gotten better. But in Dr. Carver, obviously, it's a little wanting. What was the experience like when you do like the scenes with Dr. Carver, manipulating you? Like what was the effects like in that? Like what did you have to do?
I think it was kind of, they had different stages for that particular one. I think like the kind of injection going in, obviously they weren't actually stabbing into my stomach. They kind of had a shot where it was kind of about to go in or kind of just pushing in, and then they had another close in on a piece of
flesh.
I guess, prosthetic flesh. I didn't see that bit because someone else did that. Obviously that wasn't on me. That was like a close-up that they did.
The stunt flesh.
Yes, the stunt flesh. Yes, the stunt flesh, exactly. And yeah, I just remember, I think the surgeon's table was like a pool table that they'd covered with like black plastic to make the surgeon's table. So we were just like climbing on top of this pool table to die. And some, like a runner was like kind of holding the chain, so it kind of looked like it was pulling on us because, like where do you tie it to on the pool table? So, yeah.
Right. I've always said, I think, well, I've said it like 1,000 times, like the tying up people in these films like needs work. But again, thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling us that, because it justifies the fact that we're seeing it. But I think right after that, oh no, go. I'm sorry.
Okay, so just because like I finally have like an actress from a performer from one of these films, I've had a running theory about the scripts that I have to ask. Are these scripts actually typed out, or are they written in crayon?
I mean,
rude.
I'm printing them out.
You're printing them out, okay. Now, obviously,
they are not appearing to be crayon, so I'm going to debunk the crayon.
Fair enough.
We got to get rid of that joke now. Now we got to way to go.
We now got to get rid of that joke. Damn it! But I do have to. But I do. Obviously, now I want to ask a very serious question, because obviously I had to throw that one out. But what was it that appealed to you about the Dr. Carver script?
I mean, actually, I think Dr. Carver, I think, was my second ever feature film. So I think, it was very exciting to be offered a part in a feature film. And I am a big fan of kind of campy horror movies in general. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is very exciting. I get to be one of those campy horror movie characters who gets murdered by a plastic surgeon.
A demonic plastic surgeon.
A demonic plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
But these, and obviously, if you love camp, you're in the right house of cinema, because that's all ITN does. And we, as much as we often get pained by some of these films, it is fun to watch these films on a core level. And so I feel like with Dr. Carver, there was like more, there wasn't a lot of CGI there. So what is it like working on a film like, say, Mountain Shark or Dinosaur Hotel 2, where there is CGI? Like, how is that experience?
Well, I think with the CGI ones, obviously, when I, for example, am fighting the mountain shark,
it's a great fight. It's a great fight.
Thank you. Thank you. There is no mountain shark there. It's just me Guys, I'm sorry to give you that spoiler, but the mountain shark was not on set. Diva.
Shit. Well, I have to cross that question out.
I think on Mountain Shark, because I was like, I was asking the director, where should I look? And I think we just had, it might have been the sound guy, Solomon, who was just like, yeah, look at me. I'm the Mountain Shark. Look at me. So I'm just like looking at like, and I'm like, just at Solomon, just fighting for my life while Solomon's just like.
So did they give you like any like fight choreography? Like, did they say punch left, punch right, like kick left? Okay. So
they will be like, oh, the shark is, like waving its tail at you. It's whacked you. Oh, you're falling back. That kind of thing,
Okay.
It'll be that, but like really the with stuff like the mountain shark or with the dinosaurs, that will be largely in post, because obviously they can't change what I've done, but they can kind of change the shark around me, basically.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, since we talked about Mountain Shark, I will talk about Dinosaur Hotel too. I think it's the first movie I saw personally that you were in.
Yeah.
And I think we had a small conversation about it. Like, basically, I was like, I remember when we were like, Will and I were talking about it, I think we were on the episode. I was like, they got this one character. Like, her character is that she's from South Africa and she's like a badass. Like, that's her whole character. Like, and I totally bought it. Was that something they told you to do? Or like was the character South African, or did they make the character South African because you're South African?
Well, that one, I would say another thing that I quite like about working on these low budget films is, depending on who the director is, but sometimes the director is going to be quite open to ideas. And I think with that one, when I got cast, my character wasn't South African at all, but I was like, well, I'm South African. And this is the International Dinosaur Hotel Games, so why shouldn't I be South African? So I kind of had asked if I could do that. And then I think we were on set and the director, Jack, was like, yeah, I feel like we could go more South African, so obviously like do the script, but then I'm just going to let you do like a wild take, just like improvise, a bunch of stuff, and we'll, if we want to use it, we'll use it. And I think for that character, the majority of it is the improvised takes, because I think Jack just liked the, just the wild stuff I was coming up with. But yeah, I mean, I like, my idea was that, because I had like a little Nelson Mandela badge on, because I just thought it would, obviously Nelson Mandela is, the loveliest guy, like, he was put in prison for the majority of his life, came out, was like, oh, we have to have peace, we have to have love, and no like need for revenge or violence or anything. And I just thought it was quite funny to have this character who just murders all these women for her country be like, I'm inspired by Nelson Mandela. Yeah, absolutely. Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu inspire me every day.
Big shout out to Desmond Tutu, big fan of his work as well. And yes, hopefully this will increase tourism in South Africa, because we've really been struggling since the droughts.
And it's just like, to murder loads of women? Okay, yeah. And I also think, I was like, I know this is for like a British and American market largely. I was like, what do British and American people know about South Africa? Like Nelson Mandela.
Just him and like Oscar Pistorius. That's about it. And then that's the end. It's the end of my.
hey! There's Charlize Theron.
Okay, yes, fair enough. Yeah.
There we go. And now Julia Quayle.
There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is the launching pad here. You're gonna get so many views from this. I guarantee.
I'm gonna become that fourth person.
I'm trying to think. I think also in that time period, you got to be one of the like hundreds of people killed by the Tooth Fairy.
Of course, yes.
I need to know more about that because like I
played.
Did anybody, I mean, I don't know if like Louisa just doesn't take suggestions from you guys, but did anybody ever say to her, why doesn't anybody punch the Tooth Fairy in the face? Like no one fights back.
Well, I feel like you could say that about a lot of horror movies, you know, like there's a lot of like ridiculous deaths in horror movies. I did enjoy how you guys' review of the Tooth Fairy was about 20 minutes and 10 minutes was on my death.
Yes. She does walk a long way to get to you.
So I like that personally. I was like, yes, finally, my time to shine. I got one sentence in the Dinosaur Hotel one, but I got 10 juicy minutes in Tooth Fairy 4, Queen of Pain. I was like, oh, I've arrived. I'm famous now.
This is the most perplexing kill of the entire movie. Because I don't understand how they even let it happen. They take the claw part of the hammer and jam it into her mouth, and essentially, like, what I can only imagine is the soft tissue of her brain just like wiggly. And yeah.
It's as bad as it sounds. Clip here.
Hey, John. I think we finally know who was like our one viewer for that video.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was probably 4 of your viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All 4.
Well, it's 50% about me. I love it.
Yeah, this is a good segue because you had told me, I believe, like that there's quotes you say from Versus.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Two people in the Champ Dog family. So what do you got for us?
So Harry Boxley is the writer of Jack and Jill 3, Hills Run Red. And you guys spent a nice little chunk talking about how lesbian friendly Jack and Jill 3 was, and how if you're a lesbian, you're gonna have plenty of characters to, you know, feel seen by.
And then just we have a cast of characters, which, if you couldn't tell by the cold open, is extremely lesbian heavy. There's a lot of lesbian characters in this movie, like way more than average. You have the 2 girls in the cold open. The 2 main girls, it's clearly like an unrequited love lesbian relationship. One's after the other.
What if it's a scam? Like we get there and it's the casting couch or something. Some dicks off.
Then another female character does solicit a 6th at this point female character.
Ruth, what do I have to do to get you to spill all your secrets?
Then you can spill words out with your affections.
I mean, hey, if you hook up with me, I promise you won't give birth to another bad egg.
So like if this movie, if you're a lesbian, you're going to feel real seen. If you see Jack and Jill 3, because there's so many characters that you can relate to, I believe.
So I kind of, I just quite kind of, whenever I see Harry, I'm just like, Harry, how's your lesbian writing going? You know, it's so great that you're representing the girls. And he's like, yeah. You know, someone's got to write for them, and I'm the right man for the job. You know, I'm always thinking about those girls. You know. And how they need to be seen, those lesbians, they need someone there for them, and I'm the guy. You know, we just have this kind of like little running joke just because I hit him with that little clip that you guys just talking about how lesbian friendly Jack and Jill 3 is.
I'm going to say, like, that's probably the inspiration. That's probably why we got like a lesbian romance in Scream 6 is probably because of Jack and Jill 3.
Harry Boxley,
yes.
Renowned lesbian horror writer, Harry Boxley.
Yes.
He does write, like, he's always writing lesbian characters into his films. Like almost all of them have lesbians, I've noticed. And I don't know. He just says Louisa asks for lots of female characters, and then he's like, well, I need to do something with them, so lesbians.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, she did direct that one as well, so that makes sense. Okay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Jack and Jill 3 was like. Yeah, the end of a road with Jack and Jill as well. So you get to be in all these like these, I don't say prestigious, but you get to be in all these franchises where we keep coming back to them. Did you? I mean, this isn't like a criticism of what they're doing, but obviously a lot of it is public domain or like familiar folk tales, fairy tales. I feel, especially with I just seen Krampus in Space. Like I feel like these are strong enough stories that they don't necessarily need like the hook of like, oh, I want to see a Krampus film. Like I would have probably liked it either way, you know.
Listen, I don't know why I don't know. I will say, like, my mind when the movie Wicked was about to come out, and then I heard that the team were doing Wickedness, Wizard of Oz, The Dead Walk, and Tin Man. I was like, I wonder if this has something to do with each other. But I'm also just one of the actors. I'm not like, I'm not like in the concept room. Whoever's in the concept room, that's not me. I'm just like, Louisa will be like, hey, Julia, do you want to fight a Krampus in space? I'm like, of course. Yes.
So
1,000 times yes.
So that actually like brings me to a question that I definitely wanted to ask, because I know you have done a lot of these films. Have you ever been presented a script from any of the Champ Dog ITN family, and you just say, no, thank you? And if so, which one?
I'm a bit of a slut for Champ Dog, so usually I'm saying yes if I'm free. I'm trying to think. There was one time when I got cast in a film and I chatted to the director, and me and the director just had very different vibes for the character. And then there was a day I couldn't make in the shoot, and then he was like, we have to have you that day, so I guess we're gonna not be able to have you. So I kind of feel like that was maybe his way of going, and I was actually like, yeah, fair, because we were just like kind of clashing a little bit on like the vision for the character. And I'm a very passionate artiste when it comes to my characterizations in the Tramp Dog universe.
I will say, like, I also recently saw Pigman, and I was kind of happy, since we've been chatting, that like you got such like a central part in that movie. Like I get Krampus in Space too, I guess, but like in that movie, like has so many twists, and like I usually don't laugh genuinely, but the scene when like you take the wig off, and then the lady's like, I knew that was a wig, and I was like, that's funny. Okay, that was actually probably one of the funniest moments.
I'm Kate. Well, actually, I'm not really Kate.
Bonnie?
Shit.
Stace, we gotta go. Let's go. Get the drive.
I thought that was a wig.
Ever. So like was there any like preparation going into that? Because like it's a pretty like it's a very layered, complicated film actually.
Yeah.
Against the backdrop of all these other movies, it's like a lot happens in Pigman.
Yeah, Pigman was a cool one. I did really like Pigman. So Pigman was not an I don't believe it was it wasn't an ITN film. It was a film that Louisa was hired to direct. So Rob and Louisa were working on it together. And so because Rob, is separate to the ITN universe, Louisa kind of wanted to consider me for that role, but he didn't know me, so I had to audition like 3 times for that role, just for Rob to definitely be happy with me for that role. And I think that one was one of the higher budget ones that I've been on. So with that, we have more filming time, more time to kind of like work on the script together and stuff like that. So
it definitely showed. I could say that. Like it didn't feel. It just felt different watching it.
Yeah. Sorry, Will, you haven't seen that one, so
it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Like I'm sure I will see it at some point. But
John's been having a bit of a Julia Quayle movie marathon recently.
Right.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that, John? How have you been enjoying watching Julia after Julia after Julia film?
you have a great range of people that because I think what in Beneath the Surface you play you're taking a deposition. I don't see that in any other movies, so that was good.
Well, I had one line in that one,
Yes.
and then a lot of like nodding.
Yes.
And writing. That was my second film after Dr. Carver, and you know, they were like, "Oh, South Africa."
Yeah, they definitely remind you 20 times in that movie that the incident takes place in South Africa. It's like, every time it cuts to the flashback, it's like South Africa 3 months ago. It's like we know. And then actually, another movie I watched recently where you got to actually play, I guess, one of the antagonists. You're one of the 3 blind mice.
Oh yes, I am. I am one of the 3 blind mice. What range I have? I can be a mouse. I can fight a dinosaur. I can fight a mountain shark. I can be a child in a cage. Anything. Yes. Anything is possible.
That's a story. Yeah, that's a story you told me. Like that in Leprechaun in the beginning, the role was meant for an older child, but they didn't cast an older child.
I think. I mean, it is partially going to be like budgetary things, like if you have a child on set, there's like you can only work for this many hours, and you need to have a chaperone, and also especially put a kid in a cage, they're probably going to get stressed out. You put me in a cage, I'm having a great time. I'm living for this. So Louisa was like, get some pigtails on her. Sorted, you know?
And I was like, you could just kick your way out of the cage. And then you kicked your way out of the cage. I was like, fuck, she heard me. Yeah, she kicked her way right out of that cage.
It took me a while, but I got there in the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess I should circle back a minute. One question I meant to ask you that I haven't asked you is have you always had like an affection for horror? Like, what's your favorite horror movie? Like, what do you like about it?
My favorite horror movie, that's really difficult because I kind of feel like movies in general, that it's almost like music. It's kind of like, it depends what you're in the mood for. Mm-hmm. So like, It Follows is a great horror movie. It's a bit more serious, but yeah. I really love It Follows. I love all the like different kinds of ways it transforms, like that really tall guy when he like comes through the doorway is really epic. I actually watched Snakes on a Plane the other day again, and Snakes on a Plane is just beautiful. Like, oh my gosh.
I think Will likes Spiders on a Plane as much as he likes Snakes on a Plane. He's one of the only people in the world that likes both the movies equally.
Hey, I will not hear any slander about Spiders on a Plane. God damn it. That movie is like room-like genius. I love that fucking movie.
I remember now. I wanted to give you guys some Daniela Scott gossip, because I know you guys love Daniela Scott.
Oh, please, for the love of God.
Okay, do you know the band The Darkness?
Yes.
I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Yes.
Do you remember their album Permission to Land?
Yes. Great album.
Okay. I am just going to show you something.
Oh no.
This woman on the front cover of Permission to Land is Daniela Scott.
Holy
and
shit.
If you look at the back of the CD,
mm-hmm.
you will see her face. I'm just trying to find an image for you of Daniela Scott. That is Daniela Scott.
Oh my God.
I never would have put that together. All right.
That is wild.
She is the cover girl of Permission to Land.
Oh wow, that's crazy. All right.
Which is just really cool.
I think that is really cool.
Because I was just like when I was a teenager, I was a big fan of Permission to Land and of The Darkness, and then she dropped that on her Instagram one day, and I was like, whoa, what? I've worked with Daniela Scott on Dr. Carver. I know her.
I'd say, yeah, she's like, we don't need to make the whole thing about her, but just as an aside, I think she's also another one of the family of that ITN umbrella where like if they let her do what she wants to do, she's like way better than when they box her in and make her do something.
Yeah. I really love Daniela Scott's performance in Dr. Carver. I think that was actually what kind of inspired what I wanted to go for stylistically in the beautiful Champ Dog / ITN universe. Because when I kind of, like I'd done short films and stuff, and usually it's about like, just you've got to be real, don't overact, just like kind of, be authentic. And I kind of did that in Dr. Carver as much as I that's what I was going for. And when I watched it back, I was like, Daniela Scott is way more fun in this movie. I liked that, because obviously it's about plastic surgery. It's, it's about looking sexy. And it's kind of like, obviously these women have come and they want to look attractive. They want in whatever way. And I just sort of was like, she went as camp as you can by, in my opinion, going for dominatrix porn star nurse.
100%.
In a good way. That is not me at all saying anything disparate. I love Daniela Scott's performance, but when I watched it, I was like, she's giving camp. That's what I want to be. And then I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do in Dinosaur Hotel. I'm going to go camp. I'm going to go over the top. I'm going to go, I am murdering woman for Nelson Mandela.
I guess we'll shift over to like kind of like what you're working on now. Obviously, Krampus in Space just came out. Is there anything you want to say? It's available on Prime right now. So anything you want to say to promote your movie that is out right now?
Well, Krampus in Space. I really like Krampus in Space. Sorry, once again, Will. John's been having a Julia Quayle movie marathon, so
I'll catch up eventually.
I've got to. I guess you're the person I need to sell it to. But yeah, I really liked Krampus in Space. I thought it was just like really trippy. Like I just liked all the dream sequences and just how. Yeah, I think for me, I like these horror movies when they just get as weird as possible. And I just sort of I felt like Krampus in Space was just very, very strange, and I enjoyed that.
I thought it was going to get weirder than it does, because there's the moment when you get to the spaceship where Krampus is held, and the spaceship is shaped like a Christmas tree. I'm like, here we go. All right, here we go. And then it kind of like plays it straight from there on out. And I was like, all right, it's still fine. But I would have like loved it if it was like everything was like Killing Tree level, like Christmassy. Like I was like, oh, that's because I love that movie. We spoke about that. But it's still good. And actually, I got to compliment whoever did the set design. It feels like a spaceship. So like that was good.
Well, actually, that one we did it in an escape room. So the set was an escape room, and the way Louisa sorted it out is that we were using the escape room during the night when the escape room was closed, and then during the day they would have customers coming in, and then so we were like filming Krampus in Space from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. every day, while the escape room was closed. Way to get a creative, low budget set is to, just use a business while they're closed and to give them some cash.
Guerrilla filmmaking. It's great. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else that we're going to see after Krampus in Space that you could speak about, or is that hush ITN will kill you?
I hope not. I don't think so. I mean, I feel like it's fine to mention. I've got another film I've done for Louisa called Vanishing Point, and it's a found footage. We're going into found footage, baby. There's not a crack of horror that Louisa will not touch by the end of her reign. She's now entering found footage, and she won't be stopped.
I feel like, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, like when the Winnie the Pooh movie like got renown for just doing how dare they do this. The whole I think everything that's even like arm's length from Jagged Edge Productions has felt the rub of this success, and everyone's kind of like competing now to put out good public domain or thereabouts horror from in that area.
I mean, I guess I feel like this is I am but a wee actor. I don't know. I don't know the plans. I don't know the plans, guys. They just message me and they go, Julia, you want to get in a cage? Yes, I do.
So then going kind of piggybacking off of that question, because you've obviously been with this crowd for quite some time. Are there any projects that either Louisa or just any of the any film from the ITN family of productions that you wish you could have been on but just weren't able to do it?
Oh, as in I was offered it, but I wasn't able.
Not that you were necessarily offered it, but like that you wish that you were offered it. Are there any of these films that that they've done that you were not in that you wish you would have been a part of?
As in, I've seen the film and I really like it, or it would have been lots of opportunities.
Either or.
I think everyone wishes that they happened to be in the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey film that went viral. I think that has given lots of opportunities and fame to the cast of that. Like I know some of the actors from that get hired to go to Comic-Cons and sign autographs, and they get pretty good money off of that. So I think it would be great to be in a film that just went viral, and now I can make money off of going to Comic-Con. That would be amazing. I've not quite gotten there yet, but maybe if I do another 40 films for Louisa, I'll strike gold. I'm waiting.
Hey, we are doing our part to make some of these films go viral as well. Yeah. So we're only two people, but we are trying. Damn it!
I'm trying to think what Disney film is going to hit public domain next. Like Make Mine Music I think Julia should be casting that. The horror version of Make Mine Music, do that. She would be great as.
Yeah, and Will, you want Cat in the Hat?
Oh, I would love to see like a horror version of like any like Dr. Seuss, like a horror get Louisa to do like Cat in the Hat, or like the places we'll go, the places will kill you. I would love to see some dumb shit like that.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know if I'm ready for Dr. Seuss horror yet, but I'm sure it's coming, whether I want it or not. You did mention also that you have said you're an actor, but you have been branching out. You said you've done some casting director work and you've done some costuming work. You want to talk about that a little bit? What's that like? What's going on with that?
Sure. Yeah. I also did the costume for Krampus in Space that you just saw, John, today. And that was cool. I think it was like quite fun knowing I was going to be in the film, and also that I was sorting out the costume. I mean, I guess I'll show you I've got some pictures, but I was kind of, you haven't seen it, Will. Gosh, my screen's a bit dirty, but I was kind of going for, it's the future, and a bit like genderless, spacecraft thing for the team.
It definitely has like some Alien like Alien 4 vibes to there for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely has some Alien Resurrection vibes there.
And then nice. Like on the ship, we've got our two wealthy people who happen to be have paid a lot of money to get onto our cargo ship. And I kind of thought, since in the future, in the Krampus in Space future, wood is like, Earth wood is like more valuable than gold. So I was like, okay, rich people have got to be like into historic Earth stuff. So I was like, the wealthy people, imagine if they could like afford like a legitimate like 1960s outfit from Earth. That would be a real sign of wealth. So I also thought it would look cool. That's how rich people. I thought it'd be cool if they had a big comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is my costuming input in Krampus in Space.
Nice.
Did you say you made the Krampus's robe as well, or no?
So no, with the like creature stuff, Louisa sorted that out because she wanted to have her creative control over the creature, over the beautiful Krampus.
It definitely was Krampus. Well, I guess I'm through with like all the movies I've seen. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about we haven't talked about? Did you have you want some more anecdotes you want to share with us? The floor is yours.
Another fun anecdote is, I know you guys love Marcus, so I thought I'd give you a fun little Marcus anecdote from Tooth Fairy 4. So when we finished the shoot, and because me and Marcus were mostly in the same scenes, we'd kind of driven up together and then he was going to drive us back down. And we finished a scene, I think, that consisted of me lying on the floor dead. I'm sure you remember that beautiful scene from the Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
And, it was late. We wanted to get back because we were, I believe, in the Lake District and Marcus lives in London. So, pretty much I kind of wiped the blood a bit off my head, but not properly really, because Marcus was going to have hours and hours to drive. And, I was like, right, let's just go, whatever. We're driving back and we get pulled over by the police and they pull Marcus out the car and they go, oh, we want to get you to do a sobriety test. Anyway, so Marcus is like walking the line and then the guy's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. Why? Well, you're bleeding. I was like, oh no, Marcus hasn't tried to, I don't know, whacked me in the head and tried to kill. No, we just did a horror movie, and I had to like pull out pictures of like me dead on the floor. I was like, see, I'm dead here, but I'm not actually dead. Marcus is not kidnapping me. Because I just sat in the car really tired, like, blood on my head, and the police were like, oh my gosh, we've got a kidnapping. Yeah, we'll pull him out the car, do a sobriety test. And I had to, protect Marcus's honor.
Thank you for saving Marcus Massey. We appreciate it. I don't know what the world would be like if he had taken the fall for a kidnapping. I don't want to live in that world.
The kidnapping of Julia Quayle. Help me, officer. I'm being kidnapped. And then they just test the blood and it's just like, corn syrup and food dye. Yeah.
That would have been too much. I guess one other question we can get into is like, what other projects do you do outside of acting? Like, is there something outside of acting that you're interested in, or is this just like your 100% of your week is like acting?
I do lots of different stuff. I guess my main money job is I do quite a lot of work in kind of events, like hosting events. And then I do lots of like workshops in schools, like going in schools, teaching kids bongo drumming, just a very big variety of stuff. Have you heard of medical role play?
Yes.
Yes, going into like universities and kind of practicing being a patient for the students, so that when they become real doctors, they know how to speak to patients about sensitive topics. So if they say something wrong, I just have to like freak out and flip out, and then the teacher's like, "See, you can't say that to a patient."
That's
like,
cool.
Yes.
Well, that'll do it for me. I thank you, Julia. Thanks for taking all this time. I know it's later there over across the pond, so we appreciate you taking the time out to speak to us. Anything else you want to like plug? Place to find you online? Like, do you have a website of your own? Now's your time to plug.
Yes. Should I send you whatever like links to put in the bio? Is that easier?
I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all hail de Quayle on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. So that's pretty easy to find, but I can just send you links if that is easier.
I will put them below.
My question for you guys is, I know you guys want to do more interviews, so do you want me to hit some people up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you guys? Who are your dream guests? You know, other than me, obviously.
I mean, we all know that I'm a fan of Marcus, so I'd love to speak to him. I guarantee he'd be a hoot.
Yes.
Will, is there anybody you want to talk to? Because I know I have a few names.
I know you want to talk to Louisa.
I mean, Louise is definitely at the top. However, I think for what we're doing here, I think would be absolutely on brand if we could both possibly talk to Daniela Scott and Chrissy Wanna. Those are two since we started doing this, I would love those. If you know how we can get in touch with Brett Bentman, because we have questions for Brett Bentman.
That's American. That's American.
That's American, I know, but
I don't know Brett at all. I don't think he's heard of me.
I would say probably a name that I've said on the channel and who I always am delighted to see her in movies. I love Kate Sanderson. So
yes.
If you get me in touch with her, that'd be great too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about legendary lesbian writer Harry Boxley? You know.
Yes.
Writer for the girls, you know, specifically the lesbian girls. Straight girls, fine, but you know, legendary writer of lesbians. And
how does he write them so well? How does he do it? We could pick his brain.
I don't know. I'll give you. Let me give you a little fun fact, because I know you've seen Cinderella's Curse.
Yes.
Harry Boxley wrote Cinderella's Curse, and I know you're thinking to yourself, no lesbians in that. Now, there were originally.
They cut them out. That's an insult. That's a slap in the face.
I don't know. I think they were just like, Harry, can we have one script without excessive lesbians? And he was like, no. And they're like, Harry, you're getting paid. Oh, fine.
I hope that like if we get the chance to interview him, he shows us the notes from the studio that says no excessive lesbians, and I want that framed. He writes
lesbians so well, and that's what the people want from Harry. Legendary lesbian writer Harry Boxley.
There's a lot out there already. He could write other scripts. I'd love to see him branch out, but then come back. Go out, do his thing, come back and write a strong lesbian script for us. We appreciate it.
I got him a Christmas card this year. It was a lesbian Christmas card, and he loved it. I'm going to send you a picture of him with his lesbian Christmas card, because I happened to be near where he lived. So we went out to Wetherspoons together, and I gave him the card, and he loved it. He put it on his mantle,
I want to feel that I'm the inspiration for that card. So I'm going to tell everybody that
you are, because this is the starting point of the inside joke. So.
All right. Were there any other inside jokes from the show that you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up?
Yes. So
okay.
I have been telling you, John, that I do love a creative roast. I get creative roasts sometimes, and I just kind of, I don't know, it just tickles me. So I told you about the one from Nazi Zombies, the review. Yes. I have actually found the review, but the guy says in the review, yeah, I didn't know that they were supposed to be teenagers until I saw Robert Smith in a school dress trying to be a teenager. So Robert Smith is like, he's the lead singer of
The Cure.
The Cure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It works better with the picture. If you can't imagine, you know what? I have to.
We'll put it right. We'll put it right here. I know a picture. Yeah. I have put it right here.
But you guys have had a couple towards Louisa, and there's one that I kind of repeat quite a lot to Louisa just because it tickled me, and that was from you, John. And I think it was for the Tooth Fairy. You said. All four of these films have been when I kind of impersonate you to Louisa. I go, Louisa Warren, who should be hunted down by the government and murdered for her crimes against cinema.
I believe I said Interpol. She be Interpol's most wanted list.
Okay, okay. Let me try this again. I need to get this right.
Put Interpol in there because Interpol, it's outside of our jurisdiction. We need Interpol.
Louisa Warren, who should be on the FBI's most wanted list and killed by Interpol for her crimes against cinema.
But Louisa Warren, who should be on the FBI's most wanted list and Interpol should be actively trying to kill her, did all of these movies.
And so sometimes when I see Louisa, because I've said that one to her, I kind of just escalate.
Louisa Warren, who should be set on fire and kicked down a hill for her crimes against cinema.
I just kind of, and then Louise will go, oh my God, Julia, they're obsessed with me.
We love hyperbole here on Why We Love Horror and Versus.
Yeah.
But I have everyone who's watching. I've spoken to Louisa several times, and we are on great terms. So don't think that.
Will, what I rewatched, I kind of scared myself a little bit. I rewatched a couple of you guys' interviews as research because I knew John was watching all my films. I was like, well, I've got to do research as well. And I found a new quote from you that I'd missed previously, and it was. Oh God,
I gotta hear this now.
It was. Okay, I've got it.
The only thing Louisa Warren should be directing are the activities in hell.
Yeah, the only thing that Louisa Warren should be directing is the activities in hell.
We're mean.
Beautiful imagery. I'm just imagining like we're in hell and Louise is just putting on plays where she's getting me to play a 12-year-old. Mommy, and I've got pigtails just like this. And she's just making everyone watch me be 12.
Actually, that reminds me, because are we getting Pigman too?
I don't know.
I would request that because it ended on such a note that I feel there's something they can do there if they want to, and I'm available to help write. So reach out to us for that.
I will let them know. Once again, I am but an actor, you know. I don't know what's happening with the Pigman universe, you know, but it was beautiful while it lasted. If this is the only film.
Fair enough. I mean, if there isn't one, I think you ending on you turning to the camera and just saying, like, you know, whatever, kind of like the ending of Friday the 13th, like, but he's still out there. And it's like, good, leave it. Cut, Fred, we're good. All right, that concludes it, though. Julia, we appreciate you spending the better part of an hour with us, which is more time than we deserve. Let's put it that way.
That's okay.
Than these guys deserve.
I love attention, and you guys have given me attention, so.
If you ever have any new projects, you want to come on again and plug them, doors open for you, your whole crew. Let us know. We'll work it out. And we hope to do more of these in the future. So be on the lookout on the channel for this.
Absolutely. You have been you've been an absolute great sport about our 70 like films, our 70 video canon of like nothing but barraging shit at the ITN family. So you've been an awesome sport. So thank you.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get the rest of the crew on.
All right, perfect. I would drop you backstage, and Will and I put a bow on this. Will, we made it through. We didn't offend anybody. It was pleasant the whole time. Nobody yelled at us. They could have yelled at us, but nobody yelled at us. So I'm happy.
I mean, happy? By rights, we should have been yelled at.
Yeah.
But again, Julia has been a great sport, and please, everyone who wants to, take time roasting us, we're good sports as well. So please come on the show, reach out to us. We're happy to interview you.
Yeah, you'll find the email in the trail end of this video. But if you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror and check out the old Letterboxd challenge here. Watch movies with us. We appreciate that too. But until next time, I'm JWMaher, and that's Will Cohen for her lovely guest, Julia Quayle. This has been the Why We Love Horror / Versus interview series, and we plan to do more in the future. Emails coming up.